Oh, there's a fish directly under me. There we go. Oh, it wasn't on. What's going on, y'all? It's Corey with Current Angling. Today I'm going to be doing some inshore fishing here in Charleston. I'm going to be using some live bait, cut bait, and doing kind of a 2-rod system. I'm going to have an active rod and also a passive rod that I'm going to be fishing with throughout and setting up, and I'm going to show you guys in, that system a little bit. And I think it's going to be so good that things like this don't matter. So follow along and just start catching some fish.
Super fishy, dude.
When I'm at low tide, I like to look for like a little bit of a cove like this right here. If there's enough water in there, I'm just gonna push in there and see if I can't collect some bait. Current is really moving.
Yeah.
That was definitely a hit though. All right, so I'm gonna position myself right here, rear anchor. So I'm going to cast up that way into the current and pull back to me. I'm going to put it right over here where that huge explosion probably of jumping mullet was, out there to my right. This is a chunk of mullet, and I kind of more or less have it skin hooked out the spine and the back, leaving a big bite of that hook. Again here, right there. It's a good spot. All right, so I'm just going to check my drag, loosen it slightly, and that's on a circle hook. It's a big drop off right here. Alright, so I wasn't having any luck with my normal paddle tail, so I'm going to this jerk bait. It has a little rattle to it and a little bit of shine, which maybe is good for these conditions because it's fairly dirty as well as breezy out, so maybe this will attract them in a little bit or they can sense it. So right now I'm using 2 different rods. I've got one out to my right with a circle hook on it and a chunk of mullet. And then I'm just actively fishing an artificial rod up and down these oysters with a deep drop off at low tide. So far the banana superstition has proven to be true. All right, I've got some more oysters here behind me off this little bank. I'm just gonna cast right out here, a few feet off the shore. And let that circle hook do its thing if there's a fish there. Meanwhile, I'm gonna cast up to this dock and off the sides of it. The wind is blowing me this way. It's still low tide, and now the current's changed directions and it's starting to go back up the creek. There's a big blue crab right here on this piling. I'm gonna see if I can get my net on it, right underneath it. Just like that. Oh shit, it's a mating pair. Whoa, man. You're... Chill out, brother. The male crab right here, you see this is long and slender. And cut it up into quarters. Take the circle hook here and go through the leg and then out through the bottom of the leg like that. I'm gonna sink here for a second though. Got a little creek that's the water's not in yet, and then you have this big deep dock, and the water's coming from the right to the left, so it's kind of pushed me up against this platform here, which is more or less anchoring me. Now I'm gonna flip this to my left up in amongst these pilings, and I'm just gonna sit here and see if there's any redfish under this dock or big black drum. Either would take it. Oh, I'm getting a bite. There we go. Big fish. Backwards. No way I'm not gonna get broken off right there. It's still pulling drag. I'm messed up here. Okay, I'm tangled up now on that, and it came off. One little tiny chunk of crab left. I'm just gonna go up in there and cast it all the way in there, and I'll... Oh, there's a fish. directly under me. I gotta get him out. All right. There's dinner. Luckily he wasn't so big that I couldn't just horse him up with completely locked down drag. He didn't even have a chance to turn his head. All right. Man, my legs are getting burnt up today. Usually wear pants and sunscreen. Today I'm just being dumb. All right, here's one of my favorite kind of ambush areas. You've got the current coming towards me, and then you got slack water on the other side, is creating an eddy on the inside that's a little bit deeper, and some ambush points in the current here. Strong wind, so I apologize. Let's see if we can't pig off a trout or something right here. Oh, it wasn't on. Dude, it came running from a ways away. That was sick. Oh, came off. I'm disappointed. That wasn't on. That was a good one, yeah. I could see it coming in after it from, what's that? Yeah, he was in this little pool right here. It straightened my hook. Damn it. All right, now I'm just cruising backwards, looking at the shore, seeing if any redfish stick out against it. I see one. I got a, oh, that's a gar. See, it just popped its head up right there. he's chasing it. Get it, gar. Unusual though. Oh, there's a big red right on this oyster. Big red right on this oyster. Oh, did I hit him? He's circling back. Oh, man, that was a big red. I'm sweaty and sunburned. We worked our butts off. We went on a windy day and it was in the middle of the day. Still have nice redfish in the cooler. All right, so this isn't all that much of a catch and cook. A little bit of like a really quick recipe that I really like. It's just grits and fish. Here I've got my fish I just threw in the pan. But before I did that, cornstarch, give it a little bit of a crust on it. And then I've got a reduction here. This is just a wine and garlic reduction. I'll probably add some capers to it. And then I've got some grits right here that are also cooking. I'm certainly no chef. I don't even claim to be. But wife's out, so I'm doing this myself. I've got fish. Looks like it's ready to be flipped. All right. Now we're rolling. I'm trying to impress the wife for when she gets home. I'm going to have some very fresh cooked redfish with the, oh man, I forgot, greens. All right, since I'm not a cook, I'm definitely off with my timing, so I'm just going to throw this in the oven here at 100 degrees just to keep it nice and toasty while everything else is finishing. All right, are you guys ready for this very last minute? I need a side of greens recipe. Tons of olive oil, salt, a pie. Mix it all around, spread it out, put it in the oven. And just like that, you have a side of burnt broccoli. Lay that fish right on the bed of grits. Have any capers, or I'd put some capers on there. White wine reduction sauce. Make sure we have a side. There we go. That's it. Good well-rounded meal here. Looks like the grits are maybe a little bit overcooked. I think I could have turned down the heat and maybe stirred it a little more often. Nothing really beats redfish that was just caught and cooked. If you guys are wondering where I'm fishing today, go check out my top fishing ramps in Charleston. I'll give you a hint, this is #1. Y'all take care and I'll see you there.